You, you guys have no idea how excited we are for this live. Adrianna and I have not done a live in so long. We've both been super busy with our lives. Adrianna's back in school doing her master's. I've been putting this app together, and life and kids and relationships. And I mean, it's just never stopped. So we haven't even had a chance to connect like this. Can you hear me, Adrianna?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Yes. And there's no echoing. So that's good.
Excellent.
Yes. Right. That's
beginner's luck again.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Hi, Karen. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Jasmine. Okay. So, oh my God, this is a special day. So Adrianna is going to control this interview.
Yes.
I wanted someone, as you guys know, I'm launching my app today. And as a part of that launch is the Forgiveness Challenge, the Forgive to Freedom Challenge. And so when I was thinking of the topic and everything that Adrianna and I have shared, our journeys and, our unique individual journeys when it comes to forgiveness, our fathers and just other people in the past. And it was a really touchy subject for me, and we've had so many different discussions about this. So I thought, who do I want to interview me on this really special day? The app launches tonight, the challenge launches tonight, and I thought of you. Yes.
Well, first of all, I'm very honored. When you asked me, I almost cried because I was like, oh my God, me? Okay.
Right.
But then I also thought it would be awesome because we haven't done this in forever. So not only would it be like, we're back, but also a perfect intro to your challenge as well.
Yes, which I've been sharing with you along the journey.
Oh yeah.
My planning, I've been showing you the behind the scenes, and so
let me tell you guys, you are in for a phenomenal experience. First of all, I have to talk about the visual side of it. It is absolutely stunning. The most beautiful course app I've ever seen. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And it's 100% you. It's 100% you. Like, I couldn't find a better, and again, I know you're very big on visuals. I know you're very big on posts. You're very big on aesthetics.
Branding,
and this is 100% you, 100% you. So one, I'm extremely proud of you. I'm extremely excited. And I know how long and how hard you've been working on this. So the fact that it's finally here and it is launching today is a huge milestone for you. And I can only imagine how you feel personally, but that is something we will be talking about today because I do have my set questions for you.
Yes.
So let's begin. Hey!
That's my son, Amiga, for those of you who don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for,
all right, so
ask me anything you want.
I have about 7 or 8 questions for you. We'll see how long we take. I know we have a maximum of 1 hour on IG, but we'll try to go through all of the questions.
Okay, and these questions are pertaining to the power of forgiveness and
absolutely.
Yes, okay.
They're absolutely all in line. All in line. Don't worry, I'm not asking you no personal trick questions here.
Oh, it's okay. I'll take those too.
All right, well, if you say so, then I might throw some in.
I'll take those, Mama.
Okay, so the first one, I'm just going to do a little icebreaker. So as you mentioned, your app launches today with the Forgiveness Challenge.
Yes.
So I want to know, why did you choose that particular challenge to launch your app? Because I know your app is not only about forgiveness. There's a whole bunch of components inside of it, a whole bunch.
Actually, outside of the challenge, there's nothing about forgiveness in there. Yeah.
There we go. So why did you choose that to launch it?
Really good question. So I, first looking at myself on my own personal healing journey, going back to those beginning stages of my healing and really pinpointing where I was able to really start healing from the inside, what I call permanent healing. So where I really started to permanently release, because I was going through all these different emotions. One day I was, angry with them or the person, and then the next day I was good, and then they would do something and trigger me, and the next day I was angry, and then I was up and down, up and down, up and down. And
Mhm.
in those moments I realized that I hadn't truly forgiven,
Mhm.
that I would just say I forgive, or bury it under the carpet, or ignore, what happened last week, or what they said last year, or what they said yesterday. And so I was just walking around like this numb and in a way cold person who wasn't really truly operating in true forgiveness. And so I was able to pinpoint when my true healing really started, and it was when I was um, operating in true forgiveness. When I
Mhm.
started to not just say, I forgive, and because the person said something or did something to me the following week, I would go back to that anger. I realized when I had truly forgiven, because I wasn't going back to the anger. I wasn't bringing up the past. I wasn't, well, 10 years ago, you did this, you did that, right? It was, okay, you upset me in this moment. We'll deal with this right now, but I'm not going to bring up a year ago or 10 years ago. But if you happen to hurt me or do something right now, well, we're going to deal with this now without bringing up the past. So in saying all of that, I know that the foundation of my healing, the foundation of everything that I do, came from forgiveness, from
Mhm.
releasing, letting go. When I know when that happened for me. And when that happened, it was a completely different feeling. Like those people couldn't hurt me anymore. It
Yeah.
was no matter what happened, no matter what they did. And it also helped for things in the future as well. So I wanted forgiveness to be the foundation of this personal development, personal transformational journey that we're going to go through in the app. And
Mhm.
that's the foundational piece.
And I like how you said that, because it truly is a transformation. Like you said in the beginning, it's not just saying you forgive. You really have to live, breathe, sleep, work hard towards it. It's not
Work
just the saying, well, I
hard.
forget. Because like you said, it's going to come back. It's going to trigger you. It's going to continue. It's a true
Yeah.
transformation that you need to work on. And like you
Yes.
said, it's not a simple act. And this is why you're here
No,
right now.
no. And it is, I'll tell you, Adriana, and for those of you, Cassandra, I see your comments here who are here. It was the biggest challenge of my life. The
Mm,
biggest. I mean, like when I say I was angry with some people,
mhm.
I mean angry with some people. Like I would hi Glenn, I would literally, I'm okay to say this because I'm free and God knows my heart and knows, I said it in the moment, but I was literally wishing them death.
Yeah.
Like I just would say, like, make them go away, like disappear.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy, but it was hard. It was very hard, especially the stuff from my childhood, which was affecting my relationships in my 20s and my 30s, right? Because I had not let go of that, right? Up
Mhm.
until, before brain surgery. So
Mhm.
it wasn't easy. And I'll be the first to say it is 100% possible, and it is 100% work. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I want to touch on something you just mentioned, talking about the trauma, the abuse that you lived when you were younger, and that you just said you carried up until your 20s, maybe even late 20s. And I heard you say in the beginning that forgiveness was really the key to your healing and healing of the multiple traumas that you've experienced. So can you explain a little bit more what you mean by that? How
So
forgiveness was the healing, or helped, sorry, the key to your healing?
to my healing. So for so many years, I was what I call a great starter. I'm just using one example, a great starter and a horrible finisher. So
Mm,
whether that was, in business ideas and projects in school, especially school, in courses, in friendships, in a self-care routine, gym, you name it. I was a great starter, and I was a horrible finisher. And I didn't realize that it had so much to do with what was bottled up inside of me. It was like I would be having like a great week, and I'm going to the gym and I'm doing this, and then I'm affected by that unforgiveness, and I'm triggered by something, and I'm mad and I'm angry, and my energy's low, and I don't want to talk to anybody for days, and I don't want to and now I don't trust people. Now I'm questioning everything, and now I'm tapping out and I'm quitting, and I didn't realize that it had so much to do with what was going on inside of me, which was connected to unforgiveness. It affected even my health.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
So it's something that literally eats away at you little by little by little. And this is so powerful, even when you think you're not bothered by it because it's something that happened years ago, it's not around, you don't see it, it's not in your face. Let me tell you, if you cannot speak about that thing or that person with pure love, if you're still like, oh, I don't give a this and that, and I hope they this and that, oh, watch, karma is real, and they're going to get what they're looking for, and all these things that we say, and that's unforgiveness, and that's eating at you. And we don't realize that it is affecting our future relationships, because God forbid somebody comes around and says something that is close to something from that time in your life, or says something or does something that connects to something. You're all triggered again. And there goes everything resurfaces again, right? So, and it causes depression, and exactly, if you don't make peace, absolutely, right? So it's, and let's not get it twisted. Forgiveness is about me, you, first and foremost, right? So I hope that answered your question, but that is, being a great starter and a horrible finisher, and also unforgiveness. And let me just say, it makes you run at the sight, or the feeling of something's going to go wrong. So you're just like, oh my God, this reminds me of that, and I'm out of here. Now, that doesn't mean that hi Allison, oh mom, I miss you. That doesn't mean that you stay and you tolerate stuff, because then you're going to be a runner if you don't stay. No, I'm not saying that at all, right? So let's not take that out of context. I'm saying unforgiveness will lead you to make choices that you wouldn't do otherwise, right? So
No, great answer. And I completely agree with you entirely. I'm going to ask you a little bit of a more in-depth personal question, since you permitted me from the start.
Okay.
So as we know, you've shared your story numerous times, and you've been very open and honest about your experiences. So we know that you've survived so much, like you say, the abuse, the trauma, the brain surgery, etc. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there who might find it either difficult or just completely just don't understand how you have forgiven your parents, let's say, or the people who did abuse you and or hurt you. So I want to ask you, how did you truly do that? And I can testify, because like I said, I know you intimately, that you are not just saying this for the camera. You're not just acting like you forgive them. Like, you truly, deep down in your heart and soul, do forgive them.
Yeah.
So how did you do that? And maybe what helped you to get there?
I would say that's a great question. And I would say there's two things. The first step was loving myself enough. It was just a little bit at the time. I was starting to fall in love with myself. I was starting to accept myself, really, really, take care of myself. And it really started with realizing that this unforgiveness and this bitterness and resentment in my heart was destroying me. And I was like, okay, I'm not the abuser here. I'm not the one who did wrong. I'm not the one who hurt me and who, why am I suffering for it?
Yeah.
While they're living their life. And of course, they may not be happy or whatever it is, but they're living their life. And I'm here everywhere I go. I'm walking around with these chains around my waist, carrying them around with me everywhere I go. And so it started off with really, first of all, that's so interesting you said that, Allison. So first of all, it was a spiritual journey for me. It was 100% a spiritual journey for me. I started to really go inward, and that happened through my spirituality, through my connection to God, through knowing God, through knowing and understanding that he didn't create me to suffer. He didn't create me to live like this. He doesn't want me to hate. How many times has he forgiven me? How many times have I been forgiven? So it was all these, it was a combination of that, really looking inward and realizing that I was suffering because of it. And I was done with that. I'm like, and then, I woke up from brain surgery and I'm like, I'm done. Like, I'm done with all this anger and resentment. And like, I just want to like go around and kill people. Like, oh my God, I hope Instagram doesn't ban me for saying that. They're listening, right? They're listening, right?
You didn't mean it.
Right? I didn't mean it. But that was the first thing. It became about me. It became about me. The second thing is, sorry, Debbie said, so if you have any questions, hit the plus button, the button below on the screen, enter those questions and I will answer all of them. Because what happens is they get bumped up and then I don't see them anymore. So I'll say the second thing, and then Debbie, I'm gonna look at your comment as well. The second thing, which was extremely powerful and takes compassion and sympathy to really do this. And I know, Adrianna, we've had so many conversations about this.
Yeah.
Is understanding their story.
Yeah.
What happened in their childhood? What happened to them? Were they loved? What kind of household did they grow up in? What hurt were they already carrying before I came along? What was going on in my dad's life when he was a child? What was going on in my former spouse's life when he was a child? What happened? What was their story?
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, for those of you who are listening, people give you what they have.
Yeah.
If all they have is hurt, abuse, abandonment, rejection, right? All these painful emotions, if it's all they have, that's all you're going to get until they are healed.
Yeah, that's powerful.
So really, yeah. So really understanding their stories and doing my own investigation about their childhood and then connecting with them in conversation, just asking questions. And that was a part of my healing journey. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be anyone else's journey, but if you're asking me how did I do this? Those were the two things. The first thing was, it was about me. I cared enough about Elizabeth Correa to stop it, to stop the pain, to let it go. It wasn't serving me any good. Yeah. So hold on. I see a question here. Did you do it on your own or through therapy, external help, or mostly self-help, self-love? Yes, Debbie. So I was in church for years. I started going to church in my early 20s, right after some of you know the story. My boyfriend was murdered in front of me. He died in my arms. Right after that, I started going to church. So I went all through my 20s, my 30s, early 40s. So that was a huge part, because although I didn't do formal therapy or, hire a counselor. My pastor and his wife became my counselors, my therapists. And then from my early 20s into until I was 30, my spiritual mom, who I call her, Roma, she was also a big part of that. And I met her through church. So a lot of it had to do with my spiritual walk with God, definitely, for sure. But I didn't get any therapy or anything like that. To me, that was like probably the only therapy I needed. And that was my journey. So hi, Elizabeth. Hope you're having a wonderful day, Queen. This is my new age, new energy, no fake friends. Thanks for your guidance. You're welcome. Okay. Thanks for being here. So I hope that answered your question.
Absolutely. And one, I want to make a couple comments. So one, I do believe in spiritual therapy. So I would maybe say that you did go through some spiritual therapy for sure. And I do find it extremely powerful when you said that it started with you, because a lot of people focus on what other people are doing versus what they need to do to take control of that situation and to get over it themselves first. But I also think that the second part of your answer, where you said that you also need to understand almost the abuser or the person hurting you as well, to see like what happened to them. It's not only what they're doing to you, but what did they go through as well that made them this way. So that was super powerful. I really, really like that answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that's true compassion. That's real sympathy. It's being a human being. It's, just
it also, I feel it also, like you said, assists with your healing, because it then makes you understand what they went through. Okay, now I understand why they're being that
100%.
Because versus before, you were probably like, they're just hurting me for no reason. Why are they being like this?
Yeah, you're like, I'm the victim, and
you think it's because of you, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah. So then when you find out what they went through, it gives you those answers to know that it wasn't you the whole time, or it wasn't something you did the whole time. It was something they received themselves and carried on or whatnot. So that's super powerful.
Yeah, it's never about you.
Yeah.
It's never about you. And that's what we do to ourselves, especially as women. It's about me. Something's wrong with me. Oh, he cheated. Oh, my parents abandoned me. They abused me sexually, mentally, verbally. Oh, my friend backstabbed me. She told all my this, she gossiped, whatever it is, or what our children do, whatever it is, right? We think, we take it on and we think it must have something to do with me. I must not be good enough. Oh, if he cheated, he stepped out of line, then that means I wasn't good enough. Something's wrong. Maybe it's my body. Maybe it's my looks. Oh my God. Oh, the woman that he was with doesn't even look like me. I'm Portuguese. She's maybe, I don't know, Chinese. Like, he just was always into Chinese girls, or, and he doesn't like me because we go on and on and on and on and on. She's skinny. I'm heavy set. I'm heavy set. She's whatever it is. I'm skinny. She's heavy. Oh, he must love heavy, big booty girls, and I don't have a big booty. We torture ourselves.
Yeah.
We torture ourselves. And so it has to be about you first. You have to let go, because it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree 100%. And I think until you do that internal work, you probably won't get to that point to even understand that concept, because you have to build yourself up and empower yourself up to understand that it's like, it's not me. Like, I know who I am. I know how strong I am. I know what I'm worth. And I know this is not what I'm worth.
Yeah.
So no, that's
and exactly, Adrianna. And it's also like, and this comes down to self-forgiveness, which is, oh my God, it's a game changer. And I go through that in the challenge, and I have a whole video that's all about self-forgiveness in the app. But you see, this is where self-forgiveness comes into play, because why are we torturing ourselves over someone that is mistreating us, abusing us? beating us down, attacking
Mhm.
us, degrading us. Why are we doing that? Why do we even want anything to do? Because we keep, and this is a whole other part of forgiveness where,
Mm.
you keep going back to the abuse, and it's
Yeah.
almost like a part of you is addicted to it. So
Yeah.
now you got to turn it around and look at yourself. This no longer has anything to do with this person. This is me. This is a broken person, but I may be even more broken because I'm still here.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And it's funny you touch on this because I do have a question about self-forgiveness, if I may.
Yeah.
That was a huge point. And I think that is the common mistake that people make is not only to forgive the person that hurt you, but to also forgive yourself in that moment. So let me ask you the question that I have for you for that.
Mhm.
So as you said, you often talk about self-forgiveness as well. So what exactly, in a little more detail than you've already just shared, is self-forgiveness for you? And if you weren't the one who did anything wrong, how can or why must you forgive yourself?
Oh, that's a really good question. Guess I hear that all the time. All the time. Self-forgiveness means, sorry, I'm looking at Zoom and I'm looking at both cameras here.
Same here, I get it.
Yeah, self-forgiveness is so powerful because we have been abusing ourselves in so many ways because of the baggage and the weight and the anger and the resentment that we are carrying around with us in so many ways. Number one, we make the same choices over and over. We know what's not good for us, but we continue to go there.
That's a big one.
It's so deep. Forgiving yourself means letting go of the bad choices, the feelings and the emotions that are associated with what went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's first off.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for carrying this around still. I don't care if it happened yesterday. It was yesterday.
Yeah.
It was yesterday. So you let go of any resentment or anger. That's self-forgiveness. And it may be easier to do this with forgiving others, but we find it so hard, or we don't even understand what it means to forgive ourselves. I had to forgive myself outside of what my father did.
Mm-hmm.
Every other choice I made was a choice I made. I wasn't forced.
Yeah.
Nobody put a gun to my head. I wasn't tied up. I chose to stay in whatever situation it was. I chose, there were choices that I made. So there was a lot of self-forgiveness for me. I had to forgive myself, for allowing it to affect me the way it did, where
Mm-hmm.
it brought out the worst in me. And when something or someone brings out the worst in you, that is our fault.
Mm-hmm.
Because I allowed that to happen. I allowed it to get to that point. I can't blame that person for that. I can't blame anyone else for that. They're broken. They did what they did. If it's not you, it's going to be someone else.
Yeah.
But I had to forgive myself for how I tortured myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was torturing myself.
Yeah.
The things I was carrying around, I shouldn't have been carrying around. I should have let it go or stopped it. I'm walking away from this. This is not good for me. But we stay, we think we can change people. We think we can change the situation. We think it's going to get better with time. No, it gets worse. And self-forgiveness enables you to separate who you are from the mistakes that you've made, the choices that you've made. That's what self-forgiveness does. right? And this way you can begin to learn from your choices and find ways to, you know, make amends when it's possible, right?
Yeah. No, that was fantastic. And it actually makes me think of one of my favorite sentences, that is, the only person you can control in life is yourself. You cannot control anyone else, but you
No.
can 100% control you. So
Yes.
you are in control of every situation, even though things might be happening to you. You are in control of how you react towards those situations and the decisions that you make after those things have happened to you. So no, that was amazing and super, super important part. It's not only about forgiving the person that hurt you, it is equally, if not sometimes more important,
It starts with self.
than to forgive yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I want to ask another question. So I know you are a huge, huge fan of community, of tribe, of Bella building, of support. So I want to ask you, how important was or is community when it comes to healing or someone's healing journey? Do you truly believe that someone could do this alone, or is community essential to someone's healing journey?
Oh, I could cry just thinking about it. Like, it is vital.
Yeah.
I mean, critical to your healing. Critical. Like, in every area of my life, I don't know. I can't say that I would be this woman today, Adrianna, if it was not for community and tribe. Oh my, hi Dee. Oh, hi Dee. So, Desani D is Adrianna's husband. So I can't say that I would be here if it was not for the power of community in my life. Like, from I was, you know, and as crazy as this sounds, even when I was caught up in the streets and I was, you know, hanging out with gang members and doing all kinds of, you know, street stuff and, you know, robberies. And I know it sounds like I'm making this up, but, you know, I mean, I was like, you know, in my teens. But even when I was in the streets, even where I grew up in the projects, that community outside of my home, where it was abusive, where it was pain, where constant yelling, constant fighting. My dad was, you know, whether it was sexual abuse, physical, beating up my mom, you know, alcoholics. Outside of that, if it was not for the very first community and tribe I had in my life, Adrianna, my friends in my neighborhood, my friends' parents who saved me so many times, I'd run away and I'd go stay at their house. You know, they'd feed me. If it was not for my very first tribe, my very first community, and that is why I dedicated my life and my story to community and tribe, because my very first community and tribe was when I was a little girl, when I had nowhere to go, when I needed tribe and community the most. They are the ones I found laughter and joy and fun with and comfort. Even though we were doing some crazy things, you know, parents never knew about it, even though we were, you know, we were all broken, really. We were tribe, we were a community, we were a family. And into my 20s, again, power of community, my church community, my oh my God, I don't even know what my life would have been like had I not had community and tribe in my life, had I not had supportive, incredible women to hold me up, to, you know, whose shoulders I could cry on. You know, I actually grew up, you know, in my 20s wanting to be like these women. And I'll use Roma for an example. You know, I wanted to be just like her. She would take in strangers. She was just like this an angel that God sent into my life. And I used to say, when I grow up, I want to be just like her. You know, Mommy Joy, who you know, my son's grandmother, she has been a constant, committed, consistent female figure in my life, loving, supportive female figure in my life. Anything could happen to me today. I can get stuck in Africa. I could be up in some mountain stuck. I can't get out. That woman is going to walk there if she has to come and save me. You know, so having these women and having that support group around you, just, you know, it helps with the healing process. It helps you to first realize I'm not alone in this. You know, Kino's grandmother, she was abused for years as a young girl. So when she would tell me her story when she was little, it just makes a difference. You know, someone else's healing is wrapped up in your story.
Yes.
So community and tribe is everything, whether you're on a health journey, an unforgiveness journey, an entrepreneurial journey, a relationship journey, whether you're in a marriage, you need community. We cannot do this thing called life alone, and we cannot heal alone, period.
No, I'm 100% in agreement with you. Without that support system, I mean, you do truly feel alone. And with that love and community, you know, you can get through pretty much anything, really and truly. It empowers you in ways that until you're actually part of a community, you probably won't fully understand the power of community, really.
That's so true. Yeah.
Really,
because a lot of people think, you know, community, you know, okay, well, we got to be best friends. And some people are still going through their healing journey. I know for me, like, I've got enough friends. Like, I'm not looking for best friends, right? But the more women I can connect with and impact and influence and speak to, whether it's social media, for me is a whole community for me, right? It doesn't mean a lot of the women I sometimes at my events or my workshops, I meet women I've never even known, but we've been social media friends for years. So being a part of a community doesn't mean that these women we're all going to be best friends and we got to hang out all the time. It just means that we have each other, you know, from time to time, whether it's through meetups, whether it's through online Zoom meetings, whether it's through texting or calling, whether it's through a Facebook group. Like, we need community. You know that old saying, Adrianna, it takes a village.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Oh my God. Like,
that couldn't be more true in every way, shape, or form. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So community is everything. I'm going to read some of these comments up here.
Perfect.
Hi, Karen. She said, we need each other to survive and thrive. Absolutely. Narisha, hey, ladies, I'm at work, but just wanted to say love you both before I go inside. Hi, Narisha. I know this is a sensitive topic for her too. Allison said, Lizzie, no one would ever believe your story if it weren't for your testimony. Allison, I love you so much. Yes, strong women in our lives save us. Yes, absolutely, Allison. Hi, Liberty. Hey, beautiful. Yeah, so yes, so community is everything. Yeah.
No, and I know you're a huge advocate for that. I just felt like I had to ask the question.
Yes.
I do have another one. You did touch a bit on this in the beginning, and I know you're also a huge health and wellness advocate. So I want to ask you, how does forgiveness or unforgiveness affect your health?
How does unforgiveness affect your health? Well, it makes you sick. I can just drop the mic right there.
Yeah.
Right? Bang. You know? But it makes you physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally sick.
Like a cancer, right?
It's like a cancer, and it eats away at your soul and your spirit and your insides, your heart, your mind. It just eats away at you, and with no warning signs.
Yeah. It's like a silent killer.
It's a silent killer. It's like a poisonous python.
Yeah.
It's so deadly. It's deadly, and it's deadly to your overall health, and it is deadly to your purpose.
Oh.
Because you're never truly moving forward. How do you get into a new relationship if you have bitterness, resentment, anger, unforgiveness in your heart towards the person from your past relationship.
Yeah.
You're not healed.
No.
We're not healed.
No.
So it has everything to do with your well-being. This thing will eat you right before your eyes. You won't even know what's happening. You won't even know why you've got low energy. You don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like going to the networking event. You don't feel like making new friends. You don't feel like you want to be around women. Oh, you might even be that woman that says, okay, I don't trust women. I only have male friends. Listen, my son told me a long time ago, be careful of women who say that.
Oh, I've heard that so many times.
That comes from, yes, that comes from a place of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that unforgiveness is eating you alive. It is preventing you from creating and building beautiful relationships in your life, from discovering what your purpose. Unforgiveness blocks you. It blocks you completely. It closes your spiritual eyes. It just blocks you. So yes, it makes you sick. It makes you sick. If you live in the past, you cannot discover a great future. No, you can't eat or eat too much, sleep, or want to get out of bed. Yes. You can't do anything. And you just think it's because you're tired. Oh, I don't want to go to the gym because my energy is low. No, you're angry. You're upset. You're hurt. You have no energy. You know, I remember Narisha's gone now, but I remember when Narisha was going through her breakup with her husband, and it was extremely difficult. She was going through hell, and I know you know some of this. And what I loved about what she was doing, you know, what she started doing in our community, in our coaching programs and what we were doing, she took back her power. And she was out here working out in per credit every day, walking every day, exercising every day, taking her supplements, drinking her water. You know, she's still here. I'm still here. Okay, Narisha, right? And I can use Liberty. I can use you. There's so many examples, right? Karen, I know your story too, right? Like, you know, we just get down on ourselves. We start, you know, somebody did us wrong and now I'm doing me wrong.
Yeah. That's a huge one. Yeah.
And it's like, it's making me sick.
Yeah.
And that was a huge eye-opener, a huge revelation after my brain surgery. When I woke up and I realized I had this brain tumor the size of a grapefruit growing in my brain, and they did, you know, they said it was there since I was a little girl, you know, and I'm like, well, why? Where did it come from? Where they're like, you know, my neurosurgeon said, well, you know, we don't quite know, but you you might have been a very stressed out little girl. You know, there might have been a lot, and as soon as he said that, I started bawling because I'm like, oh, imagine what I was doing to myself since I was little. This thing was growing along with the hate and resentment in my heart. This thing was growing inside of me. It was like both were growing at the same time. It makes you sick.
Yeah.
It makes you sick.
Yeah. And you may not even realize that that is the root of your illness, or the root of your pain, or the root of your mood, or you may not even realize that it's all interconnected.
That's actually scientifically proven. Just saying, we're not going to get into science, but just saying.
Yeah, 100%. And it can kill you. It can literally kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary, but yeah, no, absolutely. And I actually love how you touched on your brain surgery, because I know you and I have talked when we're alone together, and you did share that with me. You did say that you truly believe that your brain tumor had a lot to do with what happened when you were young, and also what continued in your teens and in your 20s.
Believe that. I do believe that. You know, Adrianna, there's nothing like having peace and freedom in your life. You know, when you're at peace with yourself and with others, you know, And that doesn't mean that things aren't going to happen. Things happen.
Oh,
Things happen. Listen,
of
someone just
course.
talked to me today. Like, things happen,
Yeah.
but it's recognizing, and yes, you'll get upset in the moment, but it can't last. You cannot hold on to it. You have to see it, deal with your emotions, express your emotions, and let it go. It serves us no good to carry it. It will make you sick.
Yeah.
It will make you sick. Like, I do believe that, you know, what we, you know, anger and what we carry around with us, I do believe that it makes us sick. I really do believe that, you know, so we have to, things will always come up. Things are going to happen in life. Like, you know, especially if you're parents, if you're co-parenting, if you're in a relationship, if you have children, if you have a job, if you have a boss, if you have your own business, if you're in debt, if you have money, whether you're in debt or have money, things are going to happen, right? So things are going to happen. People are going to upset us. We are going to upset other people, you know, but we can't hold on to it. We can't, it doesn't mean you don't give people chances. You give people chances, but then you use wisdom. So I like saying, be vulnerable, but use wisdom. So things will always happen and will always come up, but we have to use wisdom. We have to use wisdom, or else we're going to get sick.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I really love how you said all that, because practicing or actually going through the transformation of forgiveness, whether that be self-forgiveness or forgiving the person who did you wrong, is not a one-time solution where you're never going to have any more problems for the rest of your life. It's actually equipping you to be a stronger, resilient individual, where now you could be faced with things when you didn't forgive yourself that would tear you down. But now that you've done the work and the transformation,
oh my gosh,
you almost become, in a way, bulletproof. Not that things don't stop happening. They still happen, but they don't impact you in the same way that they may have when you were either broken or you didn't forgive.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I know Allison's over there like jumping around. You know, I wish I had a horn right now. Like, you know, Narisha said, yes, Elizabeth, I've learned that from Liz. Yes. Allison said, mind, body, soul are connected. That what you just said, Adrianna, I'm going to say this. Everybody needs to write this out, stick it on their walls if you're struggling with unforgiveness. Forgiveness is the most empowering thing you will ever do in your life. Whew. I always say, if I could forgive what I have forgiven, nothing and no one could ever take me back to that place of unforgiveness, to that sick, mentally, emotionally, spiritually place ever again. Ever. Ever.
And you know
it's
that for a fact.
like a bulletproof vest you've got on.
You become almost untouchable. Like I said, it's not that you're not going to go through hills and valleys and whatnot. It's just that now, instead of being no shoes, walking with all the luggage on your back, you're in a AC car, driving nice and smooth, and nothing is bothering you. You're good. And even if something does happen, well, guess what? You're like, I've dealt with worse. I have the tools that I need now inside of me and within me, not only in my mind, my heart, my soul, my health. And I can tackle this. I can get through this. I'm good.
Even if you lash out, even if you listen, we're human, we're gonna feel, we have emotions. That's we were created this way, thank God, right? Even if you react to what's happening or what someone's done, react, acknowledge your feelings, acknowledge your emotions, deal with them, let it go. Let it go, because it will make you sick. Let it go.
Yes. That's great. I want to touch on one more. I have one more question for you. One more deep one, because I think the time might be up soon on the Instagram.
Okay.
So does forgiveness mean that all of a sudden now you need to hang out with the person that hurt you, that you need to continue to have a relationship with them, that you should now be, I don't know, best friends with them? What does that look like to forgive someone that hurt you? What does that mean?
No way. No, there are so many people that I have forgiven from my past that I don't care to see. If I do, there's no animosity, there's no resentment, there's no, hey, how are you? Nod head, maybe a hug, maybe, but no, it does not mean that. Remember, forgiveness is first about you, your well-being, and then you decide.
Yes.
And that involves so many factors. Yes, so many factors. You decide if you want to be with that person again, be friends with that person again, have that person in your life. It can be, one of the factors, did the person acknowledge what they've done? Have they apologized? Truly, truly. I'm not talking about these, okay? Because, this blows my mind. I'm sorry today, but wait an hour. I'm going to do it again. Tomorrow, I'm going to do it again. Next week, I'm going to do it again. It gets to a point where you have to realize, one, you're about to bring out the worst of me. I'm not going to go there again. I'm being an idiot right now. I need to use wisdom. Am I really loving on myself right now? No, you are the problem. You go get healed. You go get fixed. You go do what you have to do. Let me be in my peace. I forgive you. I'm not going to hold this against you. I'm not angry. I'm not going to wish you evil, but right now, it could be for now. It could be permanent. You gots to go. Yeah. You have to go because you are now affecting my well-being.
Yes.
So forgiveness does not mean you be friends again. You tolerate it. You go back. No, it doesn't. Right? Like I have truly forgiven my parents, and I speak to both of my parents, but my brothers don't, and they don't care to ever. Yeah. They're angry. They are extremely resentful towards them. Right? And it's been years, probably 20 years or something, 15. Whereas for me, and I went through, a lot with my dad, I, would wash my father's feet, and I have, so that's true forgiveness. I've truly released them in terms of what they did to me. Yeah.
And I think it's important to say that obviously this doesn't happen overnight. This is a journey. And I mean, it can also go through ups and downs. You can decide that you welcome this person back in your life because they have changed.
Yes.
And then you realize through that new relationship that they haven't changed. So then maybe you need to cut it off again.
That's right. That's right. Because people will say sorry. Yeah. They'll apologize and they'll show it for the first little bit, but then the real broken person comes back again. The real stuff comes back again. And then, okay, maybe you forgive again. But what needs to happen is complete separation. Yeah. Complete separation while that person, because you have to recognize and really know when someone just really does need help and healing. Because otherwise you're going to sit there and think it's you. It's like, well, it's just me they're attacking and they're just out for me, or they're just, no, you have to use wisdom. You have to use wisdom and know, am I going to forgive to work on another relationship? Am I going to forgive and let it go? Yeah. For good, permanently? Like that's a choice only you can make. Yes. Because guess what? Sometimes, Adrianna, both people need healing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you have to separate for that.
I agree. And like you say all the time, you got to protect your peace in these kind of circumstances. And it's okay to set boundaries, remove them, and put them back again. There's nothing wrong with going back on your word because that's what you need in that moment, for sure.
Yeah. Yes. Adrianna asked a question. This is a really good question. I wouldn't be surprised if you have this on your list. Do you have any recommendations for people going through the forgiveness process with people who have to continue to be in their lives?
Oh my God.
Example, co-parents. Yeah, that's a good one for both of us, Adrianna.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That's Alice. Oh, Allison, girl. That is a really good question.
Well, you're a role model for that question. I'll say that.
Yeah. Actually, I'm going to be doing a live with Q, with Captain's dad, my former husband, on forgiveness. I'm really looking forward to that. That's a really good question. And, you know, I once heard Oprah say so many years ago, you know, there's people in your life that you will have to forgive over and over and over and over again, because they have to be in your life. They're going to be in your life for life. And she used a co-parent as an example. So my advice for that, it has so much to do with inner work. Inner work. Yes. Like, I know for me, when the true healing started happening between myself and Q, it was inner work that I was doing. So there were times where, you know, I would forgive and say, okay, you know, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let it slide. And then the following week, something would happen, or, you know, I'm not going to go into details, but, you know, and I would attack again, and I would go at it again. And I was like, you know, in like killer mode again. Right.
Yeah.
But that had a lot to do with the work that I wasn't doing inside of me.
Yeah.
I had to accept it is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. Yes. So that was a huge thing for me. And for co-parenting, what was always, or no, not always, when I started going through my healing journey, at the forefront of everything was Captain's well-being.
Oh, yes. Has to be.
That was at the forefront. Like, we never fought in front of him, you know, so we were like, anything we would get into, it wasn't like, I mean, he has seen us have disagreements, you know, stuff like that, but I'm talking the attacks and stuff, never. He has no remembrance of that. He doesn't have any memory of that at all. You know, so that was always at the forefront of everything, Allison. The well-being of the child. What 100%. Example do I want to give? What do I want them to see? What do I want them to know? Because one of the things that parents forget, Adrianna, Allison, is that children grow up. Yep. They get older. And they too. There's a part in the forgiveness challenge in the app. I believe it's day 9, where I talk about what happens to a child who is exposed to their parents' unforgiveness. It spreads like wildfire. It is dangerous to a child's upbringing, to a child's soul, to a child's well-being. Yeah. They are hearing everything. They see everything. They are the most discerning human beings on planet Earth. Their discernment is 50,000 times higher than ours. That's why a little baby, you know, sometimes we'll see a stranger will walk up to a little baby and she starts screaming and yelling and ripping and wanting, you know, it's like, whoa, what did that child just see or feel? You can't make a child, even a teenager, like you. They are not going to front or fake it. Yeah. As a motivational youth speaker, I have seen speakers get up on stage and the students don't even pretend to be engaged. I've never experienced that because, you know, I'm kind of cool, you know, but just like, it's so true. I've seen it. So when it comes to children, we have to be so careful with what we are exposing in terms of our unforgiveness and our resentment and our hate, because they take that on. They take it on. Yep. So we have to be really careful with that. Always put that child at the forefront. They are the most important thing when it comes to co-parenting. And that takes time, but it takes wanting to do that. You know, and another thing, accepting that person for who and what they are, because it has nothing to do with me. Even if they hurt me again tomorrow, attack me again tomorrow, it's got nothing to do with me. Yeah, that's huge. It. I hope that helped, Allison. There's more in the challenge in the app.
Plug.
So we will get, as we get older, we will all get older. I want to be loved for my mind, not my body. Oh God, Anna, yes. Yes, that's a whole other topic right there. That is a whole other topic, but the other person doesn't have to accept. Not sure what that meant. Hold on. Yes. Hi, Pat. Yes, Adrianna, the questions have been amazing.
Well, I do want to say thank you very much. No, the answers have been amazing. And not only that, like if you aren't downloading this app immediately, just from hearing this conversation, I mean, I don't know what more we need to tell you. Like,
I gotta plug in my charger.
Everybody, I don't care what you're going through in life, everybody needs to learn how to forgive. You may not necessarily need it right now in this moment.
Yeah.
But sometime along your journey, you will absolutely need to learn how to forgive, and not only forgive others, but forgive yourself. And everybody needs to work on that transformation. Absolutely. So first and foremost, I want to thank you very, very much for always being so open, so candid, and just so willing to share your story with others, because I can only imagine the thousands, millions of people that you have helped just by sharing your story. And now we all have the luxury of having you at our fingertips with your new app. So maybe you could close off by telling us just little tidbits of what else is included in your app, because I know it's not only.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yes, I'm going to do that. Allison said to put it in the link here. So okay, I'm going to put, so the app launches tonight at 8. The challenge launches tonight. Yes. What I'm going to do is just enter your email into this link that I'm going to send it, because if I do it now, it's going to close my Instagram. I'm going to send it to you, Adrianna.
Okay.
And then if you could post it in the comment below, the comment thing below.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second. So the app does launch tonight. It's still being processed through Apple and Google. I'm really excited about that. I can't wait till it launches there. But the app is going to be available through the online app store at passion.io. You don't have to worry about all that. Once you click the funnel to download the challenge, you'll be right inside the app. I am going to say, why isn't this clicking? Do you have
the link? Is also in your bio, right, babe?
Oh, you know what? Oh my gosh. Listen, the link, because you can't click it from here anyway. You wouldn't be able to click it. Yes. So the link for the challenge to get inside the app is in my bio at the very top. So if you click the link in my bio right up here, it'll say new app, enter your email, and then all the information, the login details, everything's going to be sent to you. The funnel, which is so beautiful. So much work was put into this.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
I can't wait to share it with you guys. Like it's been a lot. So once you enter in your email, you will get all the information this evening at launch hour, launch time. Now the app, okay, so the app, listen, it is so much more and will continue to be even more than the forgiveness challenge, okay? Yes, the forgiveness challenge is the foundation. What does the forgiveness challenge come with? It is pre-guided meditations. It over 140 affirmations. It's live inspirational videos. It's live inspirational pre-guided videos. There's an ebook all about forgiveness. And then there's the audio version of that ebook all about forgiveness. You will also have access to, with your challenge, you'll have access to most of what's inside the app. There's a section for smoothies and healthy recipes. I think I've got quite a few smoothies and recipes there. It's live video. There is online courses. There's going to be master courses. My favorite part though, my absolute favorite part. Oh, and then there's a self-forgiveness video. It's all about self-forgiveness. There's a video training on affirmations, the power of affirmations. But my favorite part is the community. Oh, That is my absolute favorite part of this app. It's the live community. There's different sections in the community, like post your small wins here, post any tips, resources, anything you have to, in regards to healthy living, personal development. There's like 5 different parts. Then the second favorite part is the tracking system. Your daily tracking. Okay, so you'll be able to track, are you drinking your water? Are you exercising? Are you, and then there's oh my God, I don't want to give it all away. It's all in there, but a lot went into this. Thank you so much, guys. Allison, thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Trina. Thank you, Dee. Thanks, Anna. Yeah, I'm really excited. And it's just going to grow and grow and grow from here. Like, this is my little baby. And yeah, this is just the beginning. And I'm going to be, uploading more courses in there. And eventually there's even going to be a section in the app for aspiring entrepreneurs. So it's going to be, yes, building, moving from passion to purpose to pay, so there's going to be videos in there. So I'm just really excited. Like I said, the forgiveness challenge is the foundation, because it was the foundation of my healing. And that's why I'm launching it with the forgiveness challenge. You guys are going to love the videos. You're going to love everything.
Amazing. I'm super proud of you. I'm super excited for you. Everybody, please go click the link in her bio, download it. It's going live. Do you know what time?
It's going live at 8 o'clock. So what's going to happen is you're going to get an email. That email is going to have the details inside. It's going to tell you exactly what to do. You won't be confused. You won't be lost. Click here, boom, 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 like step by step, you will know exactly what to do. And then you'll be right in there.
Awesome. Oh my God, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations. Honestly, we need to pop a bottle soon, or pop a bottle of water.
I know, we got to come up. We did say that we were going to plan it. So we're going to plan it. We'll come up for the weekend, or a couple days. I can't wait. I can't wait to see you in person, to hug you up. We miss so much. I know.
I love you so much. And I'm so freaking proud of you. Like, you don't even know, like, this is exactly what you've been talking to me about since you and I first met. And to be here beside you now that you've actually realized your dreams in a way, shape, or form, because you've always dreamed of having this. And it's finally here. And like you said, this is the beginning. So congratulations. I'm so proud and honored to have been a part of this as well, and to be a part of your journey. So all the best, and go download the app right now.
Yes. Thank you, Adrianna. I love you so much, girl. I wouldn't have anyone else do this interview.
Oh, thank you.
Like, I'm just so honored that you said yes, because you've got a lot going on with school.
I'm happy it worked out, to be honest.
I know. What were the chances? I know. So I'm really grateful. Captain, use your key. Comes at the door. Or wait 1 minute. I love you guys. Thank you so much for sharing this space with us. Allison said, come to Barbados. Allison moved to Barbados. I know, I got to make my way over there.
Lucky.
Yes. Dasani said, so excited. Kevin Hart's voice.
So
I can hear it too. Thank you so much. Thanks, Stacy. Thanks, Karen. I'll see you guys later inside the email if you did register for it. And you guys have an amazing day. And remember that forgiveness does mean forget, not I forgive, but I won't forget. That's like saying, I cut my arm here. I remember when it happened, but I'm not going to think about it every day. I'm not going to be like on it all the time. If I look at it, I'll remember where the cut came from. Forgiveness is the same thing. You forgive and you don't say, I forgive, but I won't forget. That means you still haven't forgiven. All right. So just had to throw that in there. All right, guys. Thank you. Bye, Adrianna.
Bye.
Bye, Bella.